Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How-To, and today we're going to take a look at a cool little novelty speaker from Divoom. This is the Ditoo. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a novelty speaker from the people over at Divoom, or Divoom, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, and same goes for the name. This is the Ditoo, or Ditoo. Not sure either with that either, but either way, this is a cool little speaker. And just looking at the packaging, you can see this is something a little bit special and a little bit retro. So looking at the packaging, first of all, really nice looking packaging, and I think if you got this as a gift, I think you'd be pretty darn happy. On the side, it goes into some specifications about what it is. It is a 16 million RGB pixel display. Also, it has a smart alarm and sleep functions, social media notifications, daily tools, DJ mixer, companion mobile application, and it has a 3000 mAh battery, which is good for pretty much all day use. Looking on the other side, it says more about the speaker. So it's a 10 watt DSP controlled speaker with 360-degree surround sound. Internet radio stations are built into the app. Also, it has a 256 programmable LED screen and also 8-bit pixel art creation, which is pretty cool. Also, it has a massive online community, so if there's something on here that you don't like or you want to change, there is a huge community which we'll take out a little bit later on the mobile, and you can see all the different designs that you can actually upload to this, or you can design your own. So that's pretty much it from the specs. Let's take a look at it. And straight away, as you can see, this is pretty awesome. It comes in this really nice carry case, which you can use for transporting it around. It's got this really nice rubberized grab handle. And on the side, there's a little button you press to open the flap, and there she is. What an absolute beaut. This is so retro, it is actually frightening. So it looks like a really old school kind of IBM PC, and to coincide with that, it's actually got mechanical switch buttons built in for control, which I think is absolutely amazing. And they sound like the old school IBM keyboards, which if I put it near the microphone, you can hear what they're like. How nice is that? And on the side, there's also this little lever which you can use for selecting and going through menus, etc., and playing, pausing, answering calls, all those kinds of things. Now, yeah, that's right, answering calls. This essentially is a glorified Bluetooth speaker. So you can connect up to your mobile device, iOS or Android, and you can use it as you would a traditional Bluetooth speaker with all those kind of features. There is a built-in microphone, so you can have two-way conversations, all those kinds of things. It also will display things like notifications, so if you go into your social media, you can set up which applications actually show you notifications. So when you get your messengers come through, Facebook posts, all those kinds of things, you can have it so they scroll on the screen to give you that visual notification, which is brilliant. The speaker itself is mounted on the top section, and like I said, it is a 10 watt DSP controlled speaker, and it is pretty darn loud. I've used this a few times already, and it does produce quite a bit of noise. Not going to be suitable for massive parties, that kind of thing, but in a living room, dining room, bedroom environment, that kind of thing, it's going to be absolutely perfect. On the back, there is a small bass port as well to increase the bass frequencies, and actually the bass on this is pretty decent. It is a very heavy and very well constructed device, and it feels really premium. The plastic on this particular one, the black plastic, is a glossy version, but there's tons and tons of other colours to fit in with your own decor. There's pale green, pinks, all those kinds of colours. I'll leave some links in the video description below so you can check out for yourself and see all the different options available, and also pricing in your local region. And talking of pricing, at the moment in the UK, this retails for around about £60, which is a little bit on the expensive side for a Bluetooth speaker, but for a combination device with games, features, stopwatch, all those kinds of things built in, and also that massive online community for creating your own pixel art, I think £60 is pretty much bang on. Moving around onto the side, we've got our I/O, and it's very minimal. So you've got a USB Type-C charging port, and to charge fully, it takes around about 4 hours from completely flat to completely full. It does require a 2 amp charger if possible to get the best charging out of it, but you can use it pretty much on any USB Type-C device. Next to that, there is a power button. Press and hold to turn on or turn off, and a single press whilst the unit is on will give you your battery readout and the percentage display. Next to that, you've got a micro card slot or TF slot, so you can load this up with music. You don't have to have it connected to the internet or to your phone precisely. You can just have music loaded up on it on a TF card up to 32 gigs and have yourself a little disco. Just above the TF slot is a little hole there for resetting, so if for some reason it all goes very wrong or you've overloaded it in some way, you can just press the reset button and reset it back to its factory defaults. Moving back to the front, so the key layouts, we've got an M button, which basically cycles through the modes. We've got a plus and minus button, which are for adjusting the sound. And also you've got left and right, which will do brightness or cycle through menus, etc. Also, there's a button here for lighting, and that essentially will take you through different features within all the individual apps and settings. So let's fire it up and see what it's like. Now to turn it on, all you do, press and hold the side button. And straight off, it's retro as you like. I absolutely love it. The display is really nice and crisp, and as a default, when you set it up to your Bluetooth device, it will go on with things like the time, the date, all those kinds of things. You can configure it in the app, which we'll go into a little bit later. But as a bedside companion or a desktop companion, I think this is brilliant. Having the date, the time, the temperature, all those kinds of things, and also your notifications, I think is really, really cool. But where it really starts to get fun is all the built-in apps and games. And to go through and select different things, you press the M button, as I said. So press the M button, and it goes into the first one. So the first one is games. So press the arrow, or the lever rather, and that selects the games, and then you can use the arrow keys on the front to cycle through the available games. Now this, because it is a programmable device, as new games and as new features become available, you'll be able to download them via that app and then transfer them via Bluetooth, which again is absolutely brilliant. So flexible. You can do so many things with this. You may get to the point where you think, well, what actually can I do with it? And yeah, it is pretty much endless what you can do with it. The online community are always thinking of new things to do and new things to create. So again, other options. So you've got games first of all. Then you can go into the paint palette, so then you can go and do some various painting options. And again, using the control keys, you can go through and color in various predefined templates. Next one up is the spanner icon or settings, and there's various tools and settings you can go into there. So if you press the arrow down or the lever down, you can go through and see things. So that there is countdown timers, and my favorite particular one is actually the decibel meter. So if we select the decibels, and as you can see on the screen, it shows you the decibel ratings. Now for me as a product reviewer, this is absolutely brilliant. I can put this inside of PC cases or next to cooling fans, all that kind of things, and actually get a visual representation of the noise levels, which, yeah, I absolutely love this. This is brilliant. So going through, you've got the palette, the time. Also, you've got an alarm function or countdown. So you can go into there and you can set your alarm time. So that we can set for 10 o'clock PM. So you just select your time. Sorry, wrong key. So you can select your time using the plus and minus buttons, and then press the down arrow, and then that chooses minutes next. So we can set that for 4:54. Press down again, and there we go. That is our alarm set. Pretty cool. Moving on to the illumination or display button. This cycles through various options. So this is just your mood lighting. There's also a ton of built-in things already, various different pixel art settings, and you can go through and select those. There's things like visualizers and all these kinds of cool things which you can just cycle through. And again, you can configure these all in the app. This one is actually the visualizer. So if there's music playing, so if we pull the lever now and start some music playing, it will tell you the track that's playing, and then it will visualize it. Now if you press that again, you can go through and change it and still listen to the music. So that turns it off completely. So if you just want to listen to music and you don't want visualizations, you can do that. And you can cycle through. If you press and hold, it gives you more options again. Let's pause that for a minute. So if we go over now to the app, and I'll record this on the screen recorder on the iPhone so you can see what's actually going on, and hopefully you can see the screen on the Ditto as well. Okay, so now we're in screen recording mode. So if we go into the Divoom app, which is nice and easy to download, there is a QR code on the packaging and also on the bottom of the unit, so you can get to the apps really easily. And then you can log in and go into the front screen. So your first welcome is with the Galleria, where you've got loads and loads of different pixel arts that have been pre-done and that are built in, so you can go through and take a look at those, and you can scroll through and select one that you particularly like. So you press on it, and then it will come up on the screen, so you can actually see what it is on there as well. We'll see what it will look like on your particular device. And again, you can go through and select tons and tons of different options, and straight away they come up on the screen so you can see them. So that is in the Galleria section. If you go into the Expert section, And these are designs that have done by particular users who've already got one of these or another one of the Divoom products. And you can go through and choose a particular expert or a pre-modified one. Again, tons and tons of things. You can just click on it and it will show up on the screen. Loads and loads of things. There's a kind of almost like a Beat Saber type design. Again, there's so much flexibility. You can produce your own if you want to. And there's also groups, so you can join groups, etc., or enter competitions to actually try and win points, etc. And you can go into your own particular section. So in my section, Mike's Unboxing one, got various things in there. So I've got my local gallery and also creations that I've made already. So here's a very basic one, which is basically a red ball, which I created in the app, which again was really easy to do. It's like using Microsoft Paint. You just paint the device in, go to the next slide, change it. It's really, really simple. And if you want to see how to do that in more detail, let me know in the comment section and maybe I'll do a tutorial on it. So that is the first section. If we go into Discovery, this is where the app gets really, really cool. So we've got all the things in here. So we've got the design, animation, text editor. So if you go into text editor, you can type in something. So let's type in Mike's Unboxing. And done. And press play. And there we go. You get your digital art on the screen. So we get Mike's Unboxing highlighted in here. So for YouTubers and all those kind of people that want to have one of these, maybe streamers, that kind of thing, you want to have this in the background of your shots, I think it's going to be brilliant, especially with the personalization. So there's certain things you do. You can change the effects on there. So there's like a flash, there's an invert, rotate 90, etc. Tons and tons of flexibility. You could spend absolutely hours. And if you find one you particularly like, you can click on the save button in the bottom right hand corner and you can save it to the device or save it to your particular account. Also, there's things like the DJ mixer. Now this is a pretty weird one. Now, actually, this is for making up your own tunes. So you can go through and make up a tune of your own and record it. Basically, it's one of those like sound font or sound bank apps. So you can go through and just add things in. I'm not very good at this kind of thing, but you get the general idea. Also, you go in, there's a drum kit. You get the general idea. So let's go back to the front screen. So also we've got things like voice memos, so you can create voice memos, you can do chat, alarms as we discussed earlier, sleep time, there's a planner, various games, you can go in and do games. You can actually play them on your device, so you can use your mobile device as a controller and use the screen as a display, which I think is pretty decent. There's a countdown meter, noise meter, scoreboards, notifications, all that kind of stuff, and weather. So if you want to add weather to your device, you can go in and do that. Select your region and see what the weather's like and get that to come up actually on your screen. If you go into channel, you can select various sections in here again. So you've got your clock. You can change the clock to a setting of your particular liking. So you can scroll through and there's various clocks, so analog or digital. I kind of like that one, so I'm going to leave that one. You've got lighting. You can go in and you can change it to a specific color, and then, or you can just turn it off altogether. Again, loads and loads of flexibility of things that you can actually do in this. VJ effects you can go into, and there's all kinds of other lighting effects, kind of like an equalizer, but slightly upgraded. In the visualizer, got the options again, so you can go and choose various ones, and you can add other ones from the community-based projects. So let's have a look what we got. I think we've got Bart Simpson in here, so you can click on Bart Simpson, and when music's playing, so there's your Bart Simpson. Again, when the music's playing, he'll dance and all that kind of stuff. And there's all these kinds of other things you can play. You've got customs, so you can download custom ones and save them to your device. So we can have a little bit of South Park, a creepy eye, which I didn't press. And there we go, that's loaded. And then you can go into various other features. Again, there's tons of stuff on here, and you can upload these to the device or use them in your app, whichever you want to do. Going into settings, you've got your account settings, and also you can do other things like 24 hours, so you can change that to the 12-hour or 24-hour. Display song titles you can do. There is shake, so you can use it, so you shake your phone to adjust the brightness. There's a sound command, so you can clap to wake the device if it goes to sleep. Energy savers, metrics, so you can have it in Fahrenheit or centigrade. You've got startup logos, which you can change, notifications, sound volumes, brightness, all those kinds of things. Tons of things in here. There's automatic power off, so you can set that to an hour, 30 minutes, 6 hours, or leave it so it stays on continually. again, tons and tons of features. There's almost too much. About goes into the version, so you can upgrade the app, etc., etc. Let's go back to the main one in the beginning, and the gallery. Again, so many things you can choose from, so yeah, it's very unlikely you're ever going to get bored. Now, one of my particular favorites on this is Tetris. So if we go back to the device, and I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to see this, but I'll get this set up into Tetris. So click on the M button, and then we go into the game section, and that is Tetris, the first one. So select game and select to start, and then you can go through and control Tetris. And as you see, it's the Tetris we all know and love. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the actual music for Tetris, which is a bit of a shame, but you do get sound notifications for when you go wrong, that kind of thing, on a new game. But yeah, all in all, a pretty cool device. Tons and tons of things you can do with it. I actually spent about 3 hours one night just sat on my computer going through all the various functions and trying out different types of pixel art, and it was fantastic. It really is a joy to use, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they actually upgrade this or make it better, because at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, for around about £60, you get a ton of flexibility, you get amazing sound quality. Again, you can change your sound settings. So from the main menu, click on the minus button, and you can reduce your volume, press on the plus, and it increases the volume. If you click on the down arrow, it turns the brightness down, up arrow turns the brightness up. Again, it's pretty straightforward, getting used to some of the things in the app, and also the individual settings for each individual sort of sub-app or applet. It may take a little bit of time getting used to, but overall, I think it's really cool. The sound quality is excellent, the pixel animations I think look really, really good, and yeah, if you're going to have this on a bedside table or in your office as an office companion, I think you could do certainly a lot worse. So there we go, that has been the Divoom Ditoo, or Ditoo, not sure how you pronounce it, but again, let me know what you think of it in the comments section. But in the meantime, I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.